Hello. Hello, everyone. Corrie here, coming in to do a April update. But I'm just waiting to see if we have anyone here. I'm looking at all screens. Um, make sure I close these. All right. I'm just going to give a moment to make sure where I am and if I'm okay. Hi, Beth. I am on Facebook. Okay. This is a quick pop in. Talk a little bit about some of the stuff I have coming up. Oh, and thank you, Wendy. I am on YouTube. Okay, that's what I was just trying to figure out. The headphones made what? Oh, wait, I'm trying to see your comment, Beth. Oh, the headphones make my earring pop. These are my new birthday earrings. Aren't they beautiful? My daughter just recently bought them at she was at a comedian at one of the reserves and bought me these. So, and they were made by one of the amazing ladies there, but I don't know the information. I don't know what I did with the card to her earrings. So, whoever made these earrings, I love them. Hello, hello. We're just letting some people join in. Uh, Felicia, hi. And Carlene, hello. Yes, I did have a blessed birthday, Carlene. So yesterday was my birthday. I'm an April Fool's baby. So I just had a birthday yesterday. Um, and now I am 52 years old. Let's try it another year and see how that one goes. And see how that works for us. Hello, Marissa. And Lisa, hello from San Francisco. I love San Francisco. I was there, oh God, how long ago now? It probably would have been about, I want to say about 7 years ago. And I absolutely love San Francisco. I'm heading to, where am I heading right away here? I am heading to um, Vancouver in the next couple weeks. So I get to see the ocean again. I love seeing the ocean. Hello, Danielle. And who else we got here? I think I said hello to everyone else that's so far that I can see. Hello to everyone who's watching and not commenting. Thank you for being here. You don't have to comment for me to know your energy is here. I can see the little eye up in the top says that the number of people that are watching. So thank you. Um, Thank you, Lisa. So we are into a new month, and yesterday I didn't do my YouTube April update yet, and that simply was because it's my birthday week, and I have my mother and sister-in-law who came to visit from Newfoundland. So, but I am coming in to do a quick one to this evening to do an energy update on my live because I'm not sure if I'll get in tomorrow, but I just wanted to do a check-in and speak a little bit about what we have going on, what's happening, all of that jazz that we have going on in the world. And that's Jazz you hear barking downstairs. That's my Yorkie. The main door is open so she can see outside. That's not a good thing. Thank you, Debbie. Yes, there's those birthdays. And hello, Cody. Hello, Tracy. And Tracy, I am wearing my present from you. My friend Tracy gave me this beautiful little owl bracelet yesterday. I am wearing that from my birthday yesterday. And I'm wearing my Nana bracelet from my granddaughter. It's on upside down right now. So um, thank you all for being here. So let's talk energy for a moment. And let's talk what we got going on. And of course, I am going to use some cards. Now, if you have not seen on my Facebook page, I don't think we put it into events. It's just in a post. I have a webinar coming up on the full moon. So on April the 5th, which is a full moon. Thank you, my friend Lisa. I don't wear this color very often, but yeah, it is a color I like, and I don't know why I don't wear it. But Uh, I have a webinar coming up, and it is a paid webinar, but it is a 19-minute webinar. I think it's 19 minutes, and it's 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's happening on April the 5th, and it is a webinar about enhancing your intuition and connecting to the angels. So, and of course, in enhancing your intuition and connecting to the angels, we're also going to be connecting with the full moon energy that we have. It is a pink full moon, and my why I was channeled and guided to go towards the angels, because this moon also speaks about love. And so this moon is coming up, and it has a lot of Libra energy in it, and it speaks a lot about love. So this full moon is about Libra. If you know Libra, if you know a lot of Libras in your life, I know the Libras that I know, like my dad is a Libra, and he always calls me like honey and sweetheart, and he's always like those kind sweet words that he says to me. And I'm like, and so for me, that connection to Libra and that Libra energy. And so uh you live with 3 Libras. You got all Libras in your house, Lisa? I didn't realize that. And so and so we have this, so we have this moon coming up, but I am hosting a webinar, and you can register to sign up. It is $55 Canadian, not US. It's in Canadian dollars. And you can register directly on my website. If you go to my Facebook page and go into the links, or on Instagram, you can also see the post there. But to register, you go to my website, go to CorrieThorne.com. I just noticed I don't have my logo is not up. I'm not scrolling across the bottom. See if I can get that back on. I think that's because I was recording for Unified. Also, that day on April the 5th, if you are on Unified TV, I have a new show coming out on Unified TV that launches which is also about the angels, which launches on April the 5th as well. That's the plan right now. So let me just see. Okay, I'm just going to add this crawler, because it has my website on there. So I just added the crawler that has my website, so that you can purchase. If you want to join me Wednesday, April the 5th, for that webinar, that's coming up. Hello, everyone else has joined. Hello, Stacy and Edie. And so that's on April the 5th. On April the 12th, I have a live group reading, a mediumship reading that's happening. That one is also, you can register for that one on my website. And then I have a new course starting the end of April in the academy, in mteacademy.ca. And that's also on the website. But I'm going to be stepping back into my mystical realm courses. They're master classes that I do on Sunday mornings. And this time I'm going to be working with the energy of the dragons and the elements. And those are always so much fun. So those are 3 things that are coming just this month alone. So those things are happening. If you want to join me for Wednesday night, you don't need to have any experience in intuition, with your intuition or with angels. You can be a newbie, and you can come in and embrace this 90-minute webinar that I'm going to be doing. So I would like to see you there. If you're always wondering about, you want to spend more time with me, this is your opportunity. It is Zoom. So you are a part of the group and on Zoom, and that's where we go. So let's start tonight out with the angels. So we are, like I said, April the 5th, we're definitely moving into the full moon energy. It is a pink, this is the pink moon. It is Libra. There's a lot of energy with it, but I just keep hearing the word gracious. There's a gracious, it's just that sense of gracious energy. And I don't know what that really means yet, but I keep getting it's gracious. It's a gracious energy. And so there's this graciousness around the full moon that's coming on April the 5th. Now, the moon is one thing, because the moon actually shines a light up on that essence of ourself, of where we need to put our focus. What are we hiding from? What do we need to release? What do we need to let go of? So it's about allowing ourselves to heal with a sense of compassion, kindness. And I feel like we need that on such a big scale as well in the world. We're also stepping very big into that feminine energy. We are coming up on a spring equinox also in April. We're also got which I'll record tomorrow, the Heaven's Gate. I'll record the second part of that. But we're in this time of like holy walk. And so when I think of graciousness, and I think of this full moon, I actually have this energy of wanting to really truly channel through the divine. And so I know there's some divine energy that's also coming. So let's start with something that is for everyone and connect to the angels. And this is the Angels of Atlantis cards. I was going to start with my own, but I'm going to actually start with Stuart Pearce's. And do I have the box cover? So this is Stuart Pearce's. Yeah, yeah, this is Stuart Pearce. And this is the Angels of the Atlantis. And so I'm just going to use these and we're going to open with these cards and see what we have. Oh, thank you, Jaden. I'm having an extended birthday, Jaden. I'm going to celebrate for a few days. Let's see. Okay. So we have Archangel Heniel coming up, and Archangel Heniel is speaking about integrity. Also has the scales of justice, and you can see this ruby red and this orb of like this golden wheel around it, and balance and harmony. And Archangel Heniel today is, there couldn't be in better. Like, well, they're all gracious, but Archangel Heniel does come in this sense of graciousness. Archangel Heniel is all about that sense of the love, but the love of. When we think of love, we often think of, butterfly and sunshines. But when you think of the power behind love, is that love can also come, the love of something that is manipulative or corruption, or that love of power, and not the power of love. So when that gets turned around, you really can recognize that there is within our world the love of power, and it is kind of being masked as the right thing. But this is a shift in power. And so Archangel Heniel speaks about creating balance, and that we moving into this ruby red and this beautiful golden light is integrity. And so this one speaks of integrity and restoring that sense of integrity within ourselves. Yeah, Wendy, it should update it on both. It should update it on both. It's automatic. I don't do it for what it just it's broadcasting to two, so it should. So integrity. So when you think of that sense of restoring integrity in my more than existing program, we speak about, the foundation of us, like building that empire and having to really start from the foundation up. So as we're moving in through April, and as you put this in perspective, so seeing Archangel Heniel in your life, and as we're coming into this full moon energy, where do you need to create that sense of balance and harmony in your life? It doesn't mean everything's going to be equal. It doesn't mean you're going to have all your problems solved. It doesn't mean your life is going to go all perfectly smooth. Is, this sense of peace, integrity comes with being able to make peace with what was, to be able to set ourselves free. If you are always waiting for, that sense of somebody to apologize to you, to hear that sense of you, that statement of what you want to someone to else to say to you, you need to say it to yourself. It's time for you to say that to yourself. I forgive myself. And so integrity in the foundation of us, it's often in that sense of, where do we keep allowing ourselves to get caught up in the love of power versus the power of love. And this is where the shift is about to begin for us, because the energy we're moving into the beginning of April is about new beginnings. It is about things really taking a shift and a change. And so as we bear witness to a world that's trying to pass objectives of, we're doing this for the better of all, no, most times it's being done for the better of a small collective of energy. So, there's a lot that I could say about that. It would lead you into a big conversation. And so I'm going to just leave that card as it is for right now. So we have Archangel Heniel with us. And when I think of the ruby, when I think of that ruby red, so for Stuart, he sees orbs of light. For me, I see beings, right? I see angelic beings. I see the rainbow colors. I see that connection. And so when I see the ruby, and that ruby, when it often comes, is about that sense of royalty, you know, royalty in the way of loyalty to self and loyalty to dignity, loyalty to humanity, loyalty to this sense of deep kindness within ourselves, and having to dig deep sometimes to sometimes be kinder than we were before. And so this ruby brings in like a lot of royalty, loyalty, those type of words, and that sense of graciousness that is coming in. Haniel also comes in as, like I said, she comes with love. Haniel for me often comes with these blue colors and a lot of blues and a lot of soft blues, the ability to be able to communicate loving words, communicating to ourselves nicer, kinder. So the thoughts that you have towards yourself, that you think sometimes out loud to yourself when you're searching for clothes or when you're speaking about yourself, it is time to turn those stories around, time to release those stories, time to break yourself free of those stories, because those thoughts manifest into reality. Those thoughts become what you believe. And so when you create that story, that narrative, then somebody has to play the role in that, and often that becomes you yourself. All right, I'm going to move into another one. Shamiel, beginnings. And like I see, you just can't make this stuff up. Here is a pink that looks like it's a big pinky violet, actually like a pinky violet orb. And that orb kind of looks like the pink moon, right? It's pretty similar. Now, when you look, she's walking on this golden sand, but there is her shadow is walking behind her, right? And so her, him, it, whatever. And so Archangel Shamiel is the essence that, when we allow this beginnings, when we're walking into new beginnings, our past doesn't, is not meant to walk ahead of us, right? Our past is behind us. Our past is really a non-existent. Your past exists in your memories. Your past exists into what we carry from our past, but the past itself really is a non-existent. The shadow comes in as a protection from that which was of the past. And your gifts, that gifts that you have, your intuition, your instincts, your gut instincts, your knowing, your level of your awareness of consciousness, your awakened consciousness, those gifts were never first designed or given to you for anyone else but yourself. I write that everywhere. I live by that. Is that when I learned to really truly release that sense of self, like obligation, that, oh my God, I need to be here, I need to be showing up. No, you need to be available for yourself. And so those gifts were meant for us to be able to do the work on ourselves. They are sacred. So when we give them out, when we share, these, ourselves out, when we do things, is that we also have to remember we are a part of what this gift was given for. So that sense of exhausting, not having balance in your life, being so available, the fixer, the pleaser, feeling like you have to be the martyr, feeling like you have to be always there for everyone else. It's all it does is creating a character for your story so that you can tell yourself a story for the whys of why you continue the behavioral patterns that you do sometimes. And it's time to really, truly acknowledge those. And Archangel Shamiel coming up with this beginnings and new beginnings does also bring up for me the essence of the violet flame, right? And that Saint Germain and the connection to the divine and divinity. And that violet flame also works around that of Mother Mary. Well, who would be active if you into, the Christianity part of it in any way, not religion, but the sense of knowing beginnings and endings. Well, this would be the beginning of, coming up this holy walk is rise again, right? It's the ending, it's the death, the ending and the beginning all happening at once. And so there's a lot of moving pieces that are happening here for us. So this is, what do I need to create more balance, and what do I need to release that is a denser, heavier energy that is weighing me down, that is keeping me out of balance, out of alignment with myself, so that I can start to walk ahead of my shadow. So I can just like let my shadow walk through my light of love, so that I'm not letting my past be what is guiding me. So that fear and insecurity is not what's guiding me forward. What am I doing out of the fact that I'm fear that I'm not going to be enough, or that people are going to be mad at me, or people are going to be right? Like, how many people do things like, well, I'm afraid to say no because I don't want to disappoint people. I don't want, people to be mad at me. I don't want to walk away from this group because I don't want them to think something bad of me. I don't want them to think that I'm abandoning them. I don't want them to think that. Well, that you're thinking that, right? That's your thoughts. And so catching yourself in those conversations coming into this month is so important. So important. Because, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because we have a lot of crap out there. There is a lot of other energy that exists besides this energy. This is the energy that the angelic realm, the divine, is with us. So we have the angels that are really very strongly like pushing us forward. If you've been watching my videos, you've seen me kind of come all the way back to this angelic and working with the councils, and I've recorded the Heaven's Gate. And if all this feels very like, what is she talking about? What is all of this? Well, this is channeling, and I'm a channel, and I'm also a mystic. So I'm always traveling ahead of that energy to see what is available. But it is the message that is inside of it is what you need to be listening to, right? So it doesn't matter if you understand like what Heaven's Gate is, or if you understand what Archangel Haniel is. Angels represent our virtues and that sense of the virtuous self. And so the virtuous self is being the best version of ourselves, doing the right things for the right reasons, learning to heal so that our isms are not owning us, so that our addictions to our words, our thoughts, to other things doesn't have such a control. Thank you, Lisa, for being here. I will see you soon. All right. Hello, Beatrice. All right. Let's go with these cards right now. So we're shifting over into the Everyday Goddess. So we're going Angels, Everyday Goddess. See, we have Master Manipulator. We have Mavis. And this card's actually a very good card. It's not one of the absolute prettiest cards in the deck, but it is one of the sturdiest. I always say this card represents to me that Taurus energy. To me, it feels very Taurus. It also feels very Capricorn. So I'm like, there's just this strong earthly connection to this card. And this card speaks a lot about, being the bleeding heart. It also speaks about that of love. It's got a sore throat going on. It also speaks about being kind of in conflict with ourselves. So some of the energy is sometimes we got our head in the clouds. Sometimes we're caught in narratives. Sometimes we're not getting the response that we need or the answers we need. And so it's playing, it's like taking away you're allowing it to take the power away. And also we may have some energy vampire stuff going on around. You may have some energy suckers, right? If you have some empath stuff going on, if you're an empath who's ever been amongst like narcissistic tendencies, we have a whole, world. We're existing in the world of shadows. And we have a whole lot of narcissistic tendencies that's happening within the energy of the world that's around us. And if you're an empath and it's just like you feel like you're being shut down sometimes from being you, or you feel like you're, it's like almost like you're being told to stop believing and thinking your own self, like not trusting yourself. This is a prime time to learn the power of self-trust. And this is why one of the reasons why I'm teaching this webinar on Wednesday. And so, Master Manipulator, we can all create stories in our minds. It is just like when you read a text, right? And you read a text and you add emotion to a text. Words are just words. We add the emotions, right? It is our emotions. It is not anyone else's emotions that you are connecting to. And so when somebody tells me, oh, I feel somebody is making me feel this way. Nobody is making you feel this way. Everything we do is a choice that we choose. We choose to connect to the emotion, and that emotion often has a familiar feeling. It is familiarity, and so you get connected to that emotion, and that emotion allows you to feel how you choose to feel, and it is the choice. So when they say, oh, I can't be around those people, they make me feel this way. No, it's you feel that way. It is your emotions. No one else owns your emotions but yourself. That's a truth, right? And so this brings us back to Hanyal and Chamuel, and really truly this um, restoring this sense of integrity means sometimes we got to step back, we got to look in at ourselves, and we have to repair the damage. We have to heal that traumatic, where the pressure's on, or that traumatic experience, so that the foundation is not cracking, so it's not breaking. If you want long lasting relationships, you gotta first really truly restore that long lasting relationship with the person with that thing you're never getting away from. And that's one with your soul. That's one with yourself. That is so important right now. And that's what's coming up for us, like all over the place. And so because Master Manipulator is in my book, in my cards, and so this is my beta test deck. For anyone who's new or haven't seen them, these cards will be coming out. I am just in the final reading of the book to make sure we can approve them. So this is the back, and this is the Everyday Goddess booklet, and they are about inspiration and attitude. And so I'm hoping to have these cards. This is the box. Everything is all good to go, just the final approval. So, Master Manipulator Mavis. And then I'll pull a couple cards for a few people before I leave here. I just want to get this message done for you. I need glasses though because I can't see. So, card number 34. Let's see. So, this is Mavis. Not everything can be positive, sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies, which was exactly what I said in the beginning. Reality is not always pretty, but can contain some powerful truths. Facing truths is the hardest thing that we can do, but lies destroy us. And so in writing this book, My Truth of Existing Beyond Reflection, I literally say this, it is the sense of those little white lies, right? That we tell ourselves. We are bathed. We are bathed in them. We believe them to be our truths. We tell ourselves that all the time. And so in the introduction in my book, I write, an awareness of the uncertainty towards my own truth some days, and acceptance of the feeling in my body is the closest to the truth that makes my world feel real. I am unsure if truth is achievable anymore in this world, or if it ever really existed. The more I open my eyes and my heart, the more I see a world that is made up of stories and lies to suit narratives and egos, creating lives that we can all justify. In the end, I believe we achieve more of a life of acceptance, weighing out what we can and cannot accept, bleeding and bleeding into the emotions of a lifetime of stories. And this is a huge why to why I do what I do, is so that we can honestly break up with ourselves, so that we can break up with those versions of ourselves that we keep telling ourselves that, and realizing how many stories we have, how many stories we tell ourselves. And so how many things that take us away from that sense of not being our truth, because there's somebody else's beliefs or somebody else's value. We have been fed, all the, what we're meant to believe, what's meant to be true. And that's where it's restoring that instinctual self, so that we move from survival, from fight or flight, from fear, and being able to trust ourselves again. Being able to trust ourselves means that we can truly trust in that intuition, that gut feeling that you have, that's coming up, and just saying, I don't have to kind of be the master manipulator of my own stories. I don't have to keep telling myself a lie just to accept somebody else's bad behavior, or to not to fear, or we tell ourselves a lot of stories so that we don't have to face endings. If we don't face endings, we can't have new beginnings. If we don't have an ending, we can't heal. Right. And so many things are coming up with this card that is just saying, this really truly is, if we want to fly, we have to stop clipping our wings. If we want to truly get out of our heads, we have to trust our hearts. We have to get to our hearts. But if your heart has been so broken, so betrayed, you're going to keep betraying yourself with the stories, then you can't trust your heart either. It's hard to be able to even trust yourself of when you live in fear, or you're making choices and decisions out of the fear of endings, or the fear of not being enough, or the fear of being found out, or the fear of anything. So what we don't want is to be betrayed or be abandoned, but yet we keep abandoning and betraying ourselves. And that's what Mavis speaks of. Right. And so that's the card that she's coming with. And so she's speaking to us in a way of saying, here to remind you that the only one out to get us is our own mind. When retrograde appears, the false appearance appears as real. We travel through repeating old stories and action. But here is the key: pause long enough to not allow an old thought to manifest into a physical truth by taking action from a fear story. The master manipulator is not a negative card, it's a beautiful one. But when we react to the fear and allow our attitude to take action, because the ego has appeared as a poor me or forgotten one story, there may be moments that leave hurts to the heart that you cannot take back. Be self aware and do not allow the old I am unseen story to appear as imposter syndrome, or confusion may appear as empowerment. And so and confusion cannot be the empowerment. Neither can envy, right? Looking into somebody else and then creating all of your things, jumping into action because of what somebody else is doing, or that fear story will always lead you, you'll be stepping in somebody else's path and not yours. This card has hit me today. Sent in the final writing read hoodies order. Oh, Stacy. A new chapter though, right? Something new. After this, there's going to be something new for you to do again, right? Something else that'll come up. And some Stacy, and some time for Stacy somewhere in there. All right. So that was our 3 cards. That's the energy we're in. If you have not heard the beginning of this, I do, yes, new beginnings, right? And so it's the shift, right? It's that shift. And so if you missed the beginning, do go back and listen to the beginning of this. Please feel free to share these videos out if you like. Also, you can leave stars. There is the opportunity for stars on the Facebooks, not on YouTube, but on Facebook and on YouTube. I do have a donation link down below in the PayPal that is also available. That helps me to be able to keep making these videos. I don't get paid to do this work. This is what we do because of, this is a part of the journey of giving back. But as I spoke in the beginning, that power of your gifts are sacred. I've really learned that my gifts are sacred. And so I really, truly gauge of when I have the energy to give. Also, I just finished painting a new angel. So right behind me, you can see a white and pink angel appearing on that painting back there. There is angels everywhere. All right. So where do I want to start? And I'm looking at the time. So I got a couple minutes. Let's see. Danielle, are you still here? think it's been a long time since Danielle's had a card, and I want to make sure she's still here. Felicia, if you're still here and Danielle's not here. Oh, there she is. Oh, your birthday is next week. Fellow Aries, right? Gotta love our fire signs. There you go. It's your turn. Okay. I just felt this call towards you, Danielle. So I'm choosing you. So let's start with you and let's see what we have coming for you today. So this is your birthday card. Hold on. I was just trying to see where my branding has gone. Something else that's missing. All right. Danielle. The cards are like getting stuck in clumps, Danielle. Oh. So I pulled 2 cards for you, and one is in reverse. So Danielle, there's somewhere here that you keep traveling back through. It's like you keep traveling back through seeking the answer to something that I don't think you're going to get. And so this is the medicine woman, and her name is Ruthie. And so she came out in reverse. And so Ruthie, the name Ruthie literally came from me from one of the women who literally ties into biblical stories. And it's and reason why I chose that name was because of dedication and loyalty. And the medicine woman always works from a place of integrity. Medicine woman, a true authentic sense of where this medicine one comes from is understanding that we are medicine. We are what we need. So everything that you're searching for outside of yourself to bring you to a better place is not outside of yourself. It is within you. And so even when we speak of like ascensions, like when we speak of getting to like a new place, it's like we can guide you or share wisdom, but the true part of the journey is in the actions that we take. And so Ruthie being in reverse was saying to us that there is something outside of yourself that you have been seeking, but it is not outside of yourself. It is already there. I keep going from Ontario to Alberta too much. Yeah, because you're seeking something, you're searching something, you're looking for something. And it's like, no matter where you are, everything around you will still be the same until you can finally stop running from you. Staying in that place with you long enough to get to know you. Slow down, take the breath, breathe, breathe into you, and getting out, like I said, getting out that head, getting into the heart, but healing this heart story, healing this. So the medicine is an awakening our inner healer so that you can honestly get into this sense of healing so that you're not responding so quickly to like you're in survival mode. You're absolutely in survival mode. And so you're responding with fight or flight, freeze, fear, like just fawn. It's like whatever it is, you're like jumping into action and I got to go here. I got to do this. And it's like seeking and searching. And so you're always traveling back, right? So you're always traveling back. Facts. I'm glad these are facts, right? And so you're always traveling back. And that means you're always kind of, you're allowing the past to be what is dictating your sense of future for yourself, that move forward for yourself. So it's like there is something of the past that keeps you responding that way, doing those things. Now, the second card that came up with this for you was the unveiling, and it was Scarlet, and she is in the upright. So there is, and this is huge around the Aryan energy right now. And we have so much of that Chiron. And since about 2018, If you're in the Aries energy, if you have Aries in your, like if you have Aries, if you're an Aries, then you've had Chiron like really truly impacting you since about 2018. And probably wondering like, what the heck? What have I done? Like, how come all of this is happening to me? And what it's telling us right now is the unveiling is that, this sometimes to me represents that of like have that fear of feeling like I have to look over my shoulder, not feeling safe. The one person you have to become safe with and learn to trust is yourself. And so the shift that's happening though in the Aries energy is that it's so no, the energy has been. Not everything that's been happening as Aries have been terrible, because we are much more than our Aries sun sign. You are much more than that. I really want you to look into your natal chart, pay attention to what your Saturn tells you. Your Saturn plays a big role in who you are. So does your North Node, your midheaven, all of these, and your ascending, all of those things, your moon sign. Your moon sign is how you emotionally respond to the world, right? And so there's so many other things at play here, Danielle. And so this is telling us that there is a break in the energy. There is a shift that's happening. But if your hands are full, if you're holding on to everything, if your heart is full, if your head is full, if you're so full of all this other stuff, how are you going to be available? And how do you be available? So she's looking over her shoulders to make sure that it's safe for her to be her. Well, the unveiling saying she's choosing to really truly see that she is safe with her. And it's in her choices. Nobody else makes the choices that we make but ourselves. So often we ignore the flags, we ignore the signs, we ignore the things we need to pay attention to. She still has that fear, but she also knows she has to move forward. My moon is Taurus. Well, Taurus also comes with a level of stubbornness too, right? Determination. So I'm going to change it from stubbornness. They call it stubbornness. I'm going to call it what it really truly is in a more authentic, beautiful way. It is a determination, right? And so sometimes also with that Taurus energy could be that sense of lack of feeling like you're enough, or that you're worthy, or that you almost got to be apologetic for being you. So you're always searching and seeking worth and value, right? And so sometimes you're not willing to listen to anything other than that shadow, other than the mind, and you're responding from the mind, from that sense of not stopping to breathe before you look. But there is a change coming. Danielle, there is some sort of shift happening. There is something of a change that's coming that kind of stops, that may stop you in your tracks a little bit and just says, okay, I have to really, truly stop performing. I have to stop. This is performer. So this is Sasha. I have to stop performing for my shadow. I have to stop performing for my fears. I have to stop showing up as that. I have to stop acting like I am strong, or that I can carry the weight of the world, or that I can do everything on my own. I have to stop acting so super independent and start being available to the divine, right? Right. Telling me I'm too available for others. Yes. And to be available for the divine, so that the divine can work through you for you, so that the good things that the universe has for you can come to you. But if you're going to keep trying to be super independent and trying to lead the show, then how can it get to you? And so this is a mind shift. This is like a mindset shift that's happening, but also that sense, I feel like the universe is like pulling something in that just kind of gives you like a little bit of a nudge that just says, whoa, girl, enough is enough. Sit your butt down. You now have to listen, and you have to now trust. And that's the message we have for you. So happy birthday next week. And I hope that works for you. Phew. Okay. I'm going to now go to Crystal. Crystal. I'm trying to get your name out, Crystal. Crystal. And I'm going to go back up. I want to go back to where you posted earlier. Missing my mom so much today. I really have a hard time. Wondering if I will ever trust again. Well, you can trust again. And I'm going to bring it back a little bit to everything else we have talked about here earlier. Crystal, is you have to learn to trust yourself again. And you have to trust in you being able to trust your own choices and your own decisions. You have to trust your granddaughter shares my birthday, Wendy. Ah, she's an April Fool's baby too. Us April Fools. And so being able, Crystal, to trust in yourself, to know that your choices and decisions that you sometimes have to make, they may not be the most popular. You don't make your choices and your decisions in life to be popular. If you're making your choices and decisions to be liked, to be loved, to be popular, sometimes they're not going to be the ones that are best aligned, because the people around us want us to feed their shadows, right? And want us to stay where they even are. Sometimes we have to make choices and decisions that are not going to be in alignment to what everybody else wants of you. And so Crystal, I'm just waiting to see if I got anyone. I won't tell you I have somebody if I don't. Right now I just have you. I have you, I have the cards, I have a blank space, but I can tell you your mom and your sister would be together. Like they all gather. There's always a gathering over there that's happening. But for some reason, Crystal, I keep seeing like a set of mala beads, and I feel like they are actually mala beads. They almost look like those, like almost seedy looking. I don't know why they look seedy like to me. So I don't know if you either once took a trip or you're planning to take a trip somewhere where, whether it was like India or somewhere like that, like you, or a retreat, like you've either been on a retreat or you're going on a retreat. Something where you've set in like deep meditation, and I just feel like I keep seeing these mala beads, and I keep seeing these movement of these beads, or it could be prayer beads, it could be like, it could also be like actual Catholic prayer beads, it could be that, but I keep seeing crystal beads, and I just keep seeing, for some reason, I keep seeing like a glitchy of you, like you're coming in and you're coming out. So when I go to connect to your energy, I see you gave me beads. Oh, did I give you a set of beads? Oh my God, that's so priceless. Well, they came from me. I have given away so many sets of my beads over the years that I never know. I gave you beads. That's so interesting. Well, you obviously have to get those beads out, Crystal. Oh my God. So you have to get those beads out, and you need to sit in meditation with those beads. Those beads have energy in them, and I'm obviously feeling those beads. So the power, the energy that was given to you as a gift in those are there for you still. Because what I feel of you, you're coming in and out, you're glitchy. So you're glitchy. It's like you can't make up your mind, you can't decide, you're in and out, you're coming, you're going. And I just keep seeing you got a wall, like there's like this energy around you where you are literally like putting up some sort of wall that is blocking you, that's keeping you from being able to fully trust yourself. And you have to really truly sit with you and listen to your intuition. Maybe you need to be in my intuition class on Wednesday evening. Maybe you need to get yourself back in there, and put yourself back in there again. Like get yourself back in, because the card that I choose for you is the Eye of the Storm, and it is in reverse. So there is some sort of like you got yourself caught in something, like in that stormy energy, and it's like there's the to be in the eye of the storm. Place yourself, no matter what's happening around you, you got to learn to trust you again. And so the card is serenity. And of course, it comes with the rainbow, Pegasus, the butterfly, the butterfly, the ladybug. I feel like you have to really start listening, looking for the signs. Well, those beads are a sign. I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny. You're gonna have to show me those beads again. Show me a picture of them so I remember what I gave you. And I'm like, so you have to just like keep being aware of the signs that your loved ones are with you. So I feel like I'm picking up the sense of a very strong presence with me. Um, and I have this woman, and I don't know who she is yet, but she's walking in, and for some reason I feel like she loved to wear like dresses or flowy clothes, like her clothes flowed off her body, like she's got a big energy, And I almost feel like she might even had like a broader shoulder or bigger chest, but she loved to wear flowy clothes. Like her clothes feels like it's flowing. And I feel like she's trying to walk in towards you, or she's trying to tell you that she's sending you the signs, she's with you, but you somehow keep losing the most important pieces of yourself. And so the eye of the storm, serenity, and where serenity comes from, I'm going to read it because this, for anyone new, this is actually my book, my card. So I'm not reading like somebody else's book and somebody else's messages. They're mine. They're not quite ready yet, but they're one step closer. It's like me trusting these cards, Crystal. So I'm just going to give you the top message of this. So the Eye of the Storm, Serenity. Now this card was actually, so the editor, Lisa Richard, who owns Loving Energy Recharge, she actually wrote the message for this card. I asked her to do this card. It was like an honor to have her write this for me. So this is what she wrote. And so I can't remember if I wrote this top part or her though. I think she did. You don't need to go far to find what you seek, for serenity is felt in the whispers of the divine. It is soft, even when the world feels harsh. It is sitting in the place of knowing that you don't have the power to control the storm, but you do have the power to stay with you when the obvious is saying run. Serenity is not found in the obvious. I can't remember why I wrote that part, but it's not found in the obvious. When we see a storm coming, or when fear is trying to guide you, it wants you to shut down. Like it's like everything in your body is trying to run from the instinct, from the primal instinct of fear. So it's saying, run, get out of here. But when we can sit with it and recognize, well, that's not a real storm. I'm creating more of a storm. I'm creating more of a problem than it absolutely is. And so this is telling you to not to keep creating more of a storm, that a lot of the storms are not really truth, and they're not really always the truest thing. Now this woman keeps walking back into me. I still don't know who she is, but she keeps walking into me. Like I feel her walking into me, Crystal. And she's got like a heaviness to her, like a heaviness. I'm not sure if she struggled, if she was kind of like that, like she put on a good face for the world. She had a good face for the world. She would pretend things were better than they were. And I keep seeing roses with her, like she's got roses around her, but she's wearing something flowy, like her clothes is flowing. So I don't know if she's a guide or she's actually a family member with you, but she just keeps walking in, but it's like she's looking through. Eva? Is that Eva? Okay, and who's Eva? Who's Eva? Is that a sister? I'm waiting for you to answer me. Because she just feels like she wants to be seen, and she wants you to see her, but she wants you to also know that she is always with you. Always with you. And she keeps moving, like she keeps coming into my back, like she keeps bumping into me. And I feel like she's bumping into you. Oh, your grandmother. Okay. She keeps bumping into you, she tells me. She says, I'm always bumping into you. She's always bumping into you. She's always like not like trying to nudge you. She's always trying to nudge you, trying to get you to move, trying to get you to listen, trying to get you to pay attention. And I think that's why it's so important for you to get into the meditation. It's so important for you to be able to learn the power of trusting yourself and going forward. So, and that's all she gives me, and she just keeps bumping into me. So I think the bumping into me is the fact that she's trying to communicate to you. She's telling you she is there with you, but she's either broader chest or bigger, but her clothes is flowy. It's big. It's flowing off of her. And it's like she likes to be comfortable. She liked to create comfort, but she also could say what needed to be said. That's what I feel around her. That's what she's giving me. But Florence, I don't have a name. I can't give you a name. I haven't got a name. All I know that's who she is. That's what she's giving me. And I don't know why I don't get more of her, but she's also got a lot of like she's got a lot of like, I want to say they're like greens around her, like 1970s greens, 1960s greens. You know when the fridges were green? Okay, Crystal, do you remember when the fridges were green? Um, remember when the fridges were green and the stoves were green? The kitchens would be like those colors, those like old colors, and you'd have that colorfulness in the kitchen. That's what I'm seeing, Crystal. And that's kind of colors that I'm seeing as well. Like it's not like she definitely had that kind of colors around her and around her a lot. So whether her walls were like that color, her house was like that color, I just keep seeing that those colors. And it's like she's surrounded by those colors. So I feel like she's also here. She's bumping into you to really truly help you to be able to heal what is holding you back, because there's definitely something that is keeping you from being able to be that best version of yourself. And it's time for you to really start stepping into this. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's her then. Her couches were yellow and green. Okay, perfect. I'm like, there's a lot of that green around. That's her. And yeah, and so I'm smiling because I feel like it is her, like the connection. I just felt like a thump in the center of my back. That's definitely her. And so she is bumping into you and she's trying to get you to pay attention to her. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs so that you can look. You just can't make this up. I just shuffled those cards and you got the exact same card again. You got the Eye of the Storm, Serenity in the upright. It is card number 17. And like I said, it's about that meditation. It is about, that rainbows. All the signs are there that you should be able to trust. It's like, trust us, trust the spirit, trust your loved ones, trust the divine, trust God, trust the angels. But you're not trusting anybody because you're not even trusting yourself. You're trying to do it all on your own. You're trying to figure it out on your own. And you're not really truly trusting yourself. Key. Truth. Time to get back on board. So my suggestions, get your butt into my class on Wednesday night. It is only 19 minutes. You can dedicate 19 minutes to yourself, and it is so affordable, right? And it is about intuition and being able to connect to those angels just so you can get back into you. Take some time for you. So, thank you. Thank you, Crystal. And thank you for verifying her because she's still bumping into me. I'm like, I'm sending her back your way. Carmen, we have been at peace since our reading the other day. Thank you. Oh, you are so welcome, Carmen. It was such a pleasure to work with you guys the other day. So wonderful. And I still got to get your recording to you. So thank you. And those are the readings that I have for tonight. I do have, if you go to my website, you can also book. I will give one general card before we leave, but you can go to my website and you can book your personal readings with me. I have limited availability. I haven't opened up any extras in the schedule for May and June for May yet, but I will be tomorrow. And once I open up May and parts and into the beginning of June, then I do book off. I do take July and part of August off from readings. So, so what I have available in the schedule, April, May, I suggest you get booked in, but you can also book emailed readings. So if you can't do the sessions that I do, you can afford like the one-on-one sessions with me. If it's not in your budget, it's not that I'm overpriced, as I'm not in your budget. If it's not in your budget, you can purchase email readings. So you can purchase, and you don't get to choose, they're general, but you can purchase a 2-card, a 3-card, or a 5-card emailed video reading with me. And it's as soon as you go into the booking, there's a little top thing that says what else Corrie has available, and it's in there. And you can book in there. So you can check that out and go there. Yes, Carmen. So yeah, I'm going to be opening up that schedule for May. I just don't have it fully opened up yet. But I will be doing that tomorrow. April's is available though. And whatever is available in April is on my appointment book. That's available. And for the most part, you just go in and you book your own appointment. You can do all that. You can take care of everything directly in there. All right. So I'm going to end with one last card for everyone. Thanks, Felicia. Thank you, darling. You are so, so welcome. You are so sweet. All right. And thank you. Thank you, Carlene. I'm glad you enjoyed these messages tonight. And thank you. I'm still celebrating my birthday today. All right, let's go with one last card and let's see what we have coming up here. And thank you, Crystal. And I will, like I said, to anyone who would like to come in and join me on Wednesday night on the 5th, on the full moon, I do have so it's the full moon. I'm working with the full moon energy, plus I'm doing the webinar on intuition and learning to be able to really enhance that intuition, and also working with the angels. So it's a 19-minute webinar, and that is available on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you can go right to my website. You can sign yourselves up. You don't need any experience. Don't matter if you've ever worked with any of that stuff, any of the angels or anything like that. Doesn't matter. You could be a newbie. You can be, intermediate. You could be advanced. It doesn't matter. If you just want to come sit in the energy, get yourself signed up. Next, and then the following Wednesday on the 12th, I have a group reading that I will be doing. So that's also available. So the ending card that we have is one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's a card that we totally redid. And this is Christiana. And Christiana is about the diamond effects. And the diamond effects brings us into what we call Christ consciousness, the awareness of embodying more of that sense of that benevolent being within ourselves and being that kindness to ourselves, and the diamond effect to outgrowth effects. So the diamond effect to outgrowth effects. It is card number 13 in the deck. And this card originally was like a book. And I just know, I'm like, that wasn't working. And so embodying all aspects of the light, connecting to all aspects of the light. So, and so this brings us into this place of being able to, card 23. Sorry, so got that wrong. So what the card says to us, and this is what we're speaking of, because if you've been around me a long time, you hear me speak a lot about imitation light, right? And it's like, why be an imitation when you can be authentic, right? When you can just be you. And so imitation can only be passed off as true light until it's put under the pressures that test it. Real faith stands the test of time. Imitation will crumble and break. And that's why it's so important to fix the foundation, build a foundation on true integrity, authenticity, honesty, and trust. And it starts by being honest with ourselves, being able to ask ourselves the hard questions, be able to communicate the hard things that are the hard things to talk about, not fearing the endings, because we can't get to endings. We can't get to new beginnings if we don't have endings. And endings don't always work out how we think they were. We can tell ourselves all of the worst scenario in the world out of fear. But if we fear, that outcome, then we lose that sense of faith and holding on to that sense of hope. And so the card says, hi. They all my cards start like this, by the card itself. Hi, my name is Christiana. I'm Corrie. Here to give you the key to happiness and joy that can only be achieved from within. Nobody in the world can make you happy or fill your heart with joy. If you're miserable on the inside, if you're always caught in angst and anxiety, if you're never able to be happy, if you walk into a room and you say somebody else is bugging you, somebody else is ruining your day, that is called a bullshit story. It is you. It is what is happening within you. And if everyone else just shut up and be quiet, and if everything else was going smoothly, you would still have some sort of reason, if you get caught in that type of mindset of why somebody else is causing you to feel that way, right? It's like, oh, I don't like that voice, or that person's bugging me, or this is bugging me, or that's bugging me. It is our choice to choose. We have these selection of emotions, and we grab onto those emotions. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't feel hurt or we don't feel the pain of things, but how we create the story of it, right? That narrative of how we allow it to destroy us in so many ways. That's what I'm speaking. Our pain is real, right? Pain is real. Our suffering becomes how we punish ourselves. And if we keep punishing ourselves over things, then how do we ever get to ever knowing what joy is? Right? We can ruin the most beautiful relationships in our lives because we keep self-sabotaging a fear in fear of what would happen if we're happy. What would happen, no matter what's happened to us, is there is still an opportunity for us to experience beautiful things. Because what does our loved ones want most from us? Our loved ones on the other side want us to experience sometimes what they didn't get to experience. And then when they leave, they find out so much more, and they want us to experience that joy. And so it's created. So joy, it's created from the right ingredients and the correct amount that truly fill you up. The power of Christ consciousness is the ability to go to a place that has no density and only has pure intention. The outgrowth effect is in the actions and choices that you make. If it's in reverse, so if the card feels like it's in reverse for you, the attitude when life feels like you're going in reverse are the effects of the pressures leaving you, not seeing what is happening on your behalf. You may be tempted to run or to quit at this moment in time, but remember, everything beautiful takes time to be created. Your life may feel like it's a struggle, but my dear friend, have you forgotten you are a diamond in the rough? Don't let the pressures of life lead you to miss out on the good stuff. The healing. Every one of my cards will come with a healing. Healing. Time for contemplation. Start with, what is your win today? And I ask this in every one of my booklets in More Than Existing program, in my program I've created, is what is your win of today? What is your win of the week? What is the one thing that you've successfully done well? What is the one thing that you've been able to shift the mindset? What is the one thing you've been able to turn around? What thought, what moment, what experience? Find those one wins. They exist. From there, branch out and ask yourself, what brings me happiness and joy? Why is that important to me? Be sure to ask the right questions. Now, listen to this. Be sure to ask the right questions to the version of you that is becoming, not the past version of yourself, not the you that once was. It is important to stay in the power of now, as that's where we need to be to heal, to grow, let go, and realign. False, false light will try its best to get you to look elsewhere, to place the blame. True light will say, let's look at the cracks that may need repair. Do you get the picture? Imitation is just not enough for the daughters or sons of the divine. Much love, Christiana. That's what they have for you. That's what they have. Thank you, Carlene. So Carlene says, if you have not checked out my school, you should. So More Than Existing Academy of Higher Consciousness is the mteacademy.ca, and it's all on the website. Has many programs, and Carlene is someone who has gone through the More Than Existing program. She's put herself all the way through my level 3 so far. There is so many other things in there as well. There is some free content. As you heard me speak about Lisa earlier, Lisa has some things in there. Michelle Gibson that you've seen, she also teaches in here at time to time. There is so many programs and meditations and everything in there. If you have not checked it out, check it out. If you have not been on my YouTube channels, go to my 2 YouTube channels. So they're also on my website. I have She Is More Than Existing is my podcasting YouTube channel. And then the other one is my woo woo, and I will be posting the monthly message on there. These are my books, if you have not got my books. For all my new people, and there's new people, and I forget to tell you guys about this. And so this is my first book. This is called More Than Existing. And this is my second book, My Truth of Existing Beyond the Reflection. They are available on Amazon. The first book is available on Balboa and Barnes and Noble as well. But this one is available on Amazon, all Amazons. And the cards, I'll let you know when they're coming out. Also, my radio show, I have a radio show on News for the Soul Radio every third Friday of the month. You can catch me there. I'm also on Unified TV. And on Unified TV, I have a new series that's starting on, that is actually starting on April the 5th. And that one's about the angels. And there is three more in there, or two more, three more, I think, in there that you can also check out in Unified TV as well. They're all three series. And on my Corrie Thorne, More Than Existing YouTube channel, you can go into the playlist and you can listen to some of the first of my classes are all in there in a playlist. If you have not checked them out, there's also another podcasting in there as well. So that's all the things that you can check out. Please follow my page if you love my work. Please share these videos, and also on my YouTube, please subscribe. So, there's Loving Energy Recharge. There's Lisa right there, as we're just speaking about the Academy and the stuff that we have available in there. And Sherry, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for all the kind words tonight. And thank you for everyone who's joining me here. And I send you all much love. I will be back. I don't have a whole lot of energy to do a whole lot of readings tonight. That's why I only did a couple. I will be back. I'll give you more readings next week. Not sure what day, but like I said, you can join me in a Zoom live event on Wednesday night. Go to the website, go to my Facebook page. You can check it out. You can get signed up. It's $55 Canadian to join, and it's 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Have a beautiful evening, and I will talk to you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.